Before I start, can we have our two players come down and start getting set up? So while they start, I'll tell sort of the backstory behind the game. It's called Little Johnny Has Cirrhosis. The story is you have a friend named Little Johnny, new to the whole college thing, hasn't quite learned how to control himself yet, goes on a trip for spring break and comes back, and the doctor tells him basically that he has incurable cirrhosis. So I don't know if any of you have seen the old movie from the 60s, Fantastic Voyage, where one of the characters gets shrunk down into a little submarine and travels through the human body. That's basically what we're doing here, except on the way to Johnny's liver. By the way, if I talk too fast, tell me. On the way to Johnny's liver, you have to try and protect him from all the other bad things that are aside, like Ebola and SARS and minor problems. So before they start, I'll introduce our team here. We have first Jeff Cole. Jeff Cole, turn around. Our graphic artist who's not turning around. Okay, anyways, he made our 3D models, textures, load screen, the world, all the viruses, and so forth. And then we have, I wrote the graphics engine, all the client-side stuff pretty much for the game, which we have. We chose not to use a pre-existing game engine, so everything was written from scratch. The model loading, particle systems, real-time lighting, the menu systems. We have 3D sounds. All of the network connectivity comes from in the menu. You can bind keys, as you see here. Then we have Chris Yap, who did the player motion, physics, collision detection, and helped me out setting. We have some in-game cutscenes, actually, which you'll see, and he was scripted the camera motions for those. And then at the end, we have Nakul, who wrote the AI. One of the cool things about our game is it's not purely multiplayer. There's actually 3 different modes of play. You can play through the game in single player and actually get to the end. We have a final boss who you can beat and actually beat the game. There's enemies you fight against, 7 unique types of AI. And then for multiplayer, you can either do co-op, which is basically single player, but obviously with other players, or deathmatch, which is what we're going to do here, because fighting other people is way more fun than fighting the viruses. Let's see what else. Oh, another thing that we forgot to show you, we can show you afterwards, but we have actually full control over the game world from the server. We have a dialog box where for each player we can give them power-ups instantly if we want to. We can add health, take away health, put more enemies in the world, take them out, which hopefully will help us throttle the gameplay here. Like if we're not beating the levels fast enough, we have 4 levels. That's another thing. We have 4 totally separate areas with different types of enemies. Like we have one dark room, for example, where the ship, you have to see, the ship has a headlight on it, so you have to kind of turn and aim the headlight and navigate through all the enemies. Well, you'll see the levels and I can describe them as you get to them. Let's see. Well, as I mentioned also, we have in-game cutscenes. As you travel through the body, each time you beat a world, each time you beat a room, which occurs by defeating the other players a certain number of times, it starts up a cutscene where you see the camera fly through one of Little Johnny's veins and go into the next area where there's a whole new variety of viruses to destroy. Here you can see the summary of the different ones. Each one behaves differently. So we have the cold virus, which are the green ones that try and ram into you. The white blood cells, which of course you're not supposed to kill. Those are just sort of stupid and shoot you if you happen to come near them. And we have mutate viruses, which we made up. They're the little ones with 4 arms or 6 arms or something that are flinging around. Those are the intelligent ones that actually try and circle around you and kill you. As he's playing, you'll probably see he picks up a lot of different power-ups. We figured one way to sort of make the game more fun is if you're able to power up your ship, he just got extra lasers. If you're able to power up your ship and you lose all of them once you die, it sort of gives incentive to stay alive. You don't want to lose all your weapons. So here's one of our cutscenes where you watch the ship explode when it dies. Some of the weapons we have, well, you saw right there, he'll get one in another second, but we have an A-bomb, which actually doesn't stand for atom bomb, it stands for alcohol bomb, because that's what you use to kill things in the human body. We just used our lightning gun there, which that's sort of almost like a system of mines where if you're chasing other players around in a small area and they're on your tail trying to kill you, you can activate the lightning gun and basically turn it around and destroy them. We have shields, which make you get damaged less. We have, let's see, rapid fire machine guns and spread fire lasers. One of the cool things, scoring system. So, as I mentioned before, room change events happen actually when you kill, I think right now we have it set to 4, so once the first player gets 4 kills, it moves on to the next room. But that was a alcohol bomb right there. It moves on to the next room, but the person who has the most kills isn't necessarily in the first place because the overall point of the game is to save little Johnny. So if you kill too many white blood cells, you start losing points. If you kill too many red blood cells, which there aren't any of in this level, then you start losing points. You might want to skip to the next level. I want to make sure we get to see the final boss. That's kind of one of the advantages of the servers, that we can just skip levels. Nakul, go for it.
Proceeding to little Johnny's stomach.
So this is one of the cutscenes where you see the camera fly through and go, the next room is our dark room. The whole concept behind the cutscenes and also what we're sort of trying to do, you probably noticed there's a lot of different layers of stuff going on in the background. We want to really create a sort of busy feel. So we have, first this might not be the best room to show it off in, but if you stop moving, there's actually multiple layers of the background where there's a cloud layer that's rotating in front of the inside of Johnny's body, and then another layer of semi-transparent red blood cells floating around below you. We also added, originally the gameplay was supposed to be sort of more like driving a car where you could turn immediately and manipulate your way through all the stuff, but the control wasn't fun at all. So a couple weeks ago we changed it to the drift mode, which you see here, so you can thrust and then rotate and you'll keep going in that direction so that you can fire at things behind you. But we'd already implemented a first-person mode, so it was a shame to throw it out. So once he's done dying, we actually kept it in by adding the ability to show both modes at the same time, where you pop up a targeting computer that shows in the lower right there what the ship would be seeing. So you can use that to sort of aim and navigate your way if there's too much stuff going on. And then you can see, but we have a radar in the upper left which shows each type of enemy or player is color-coded. The little arrow is you, so you can see which way you're facing if you're trying to chase another. The big black dots are the other players. And, well, you can see what's going on up there. Let's see. As far as some technical aspects, one of the biggest challenges of making this game was that we really wanted to have a lot of stuff going on, so you get this feeling of like urgency and really, really high action packed. You might want to do the next level again. Which meant that we were sending a tremendous amount of information over the network because, you know, at any one time we might have 200 enemies and 300 projectiles or anything. So now we're in the lungs, you can see it's a totally different background. So the way we actually handled that is we have 3 different copies of the world on the client. It's broken up into different sized pieces and actually sent and reassembled on the client in the background while it's rendering from another copy of the world, which enables you to continue playing at a high frame rate, which we're sort of getting without, you know, suffering because you have so much stuff going on at the same time. I mentioned 3D sound earlier. We have full 3D sound where, I don't know if you can tell here very much, but it means that essentially if you're sitting still and there's someone using machine guns circling around you, if you have like a 5-speaker system at home, you'll actually hear the bullet shots come from all around you as they go around you, or if a player passes you while firing, you'll hear them go past you and it gets less loud as they go off into the distance. You want to do another level again? I don't know how we're doing time-wise. And then also another thing was that because we have, these animations occur for all the clients, you can probably see the screens up there at the same time, but if, like for instance, when one player is dying, his game actually freezes, we wanted to kind of do sort of like a Matrix, you know, watch the camera explode or watch the ship explode from different angles. But that brings all the clients out of sync, so we had other issues to resolve as far as keeping multiple copies of the world so that one player could finish dying and instantly jump back into it without any lag or anything like that. Pretty soon you'll see the boss battle, which was kind of a last-minute decision, but we decided since most of the development for this game actually was done in single player, so we really wanted to sort of give the feel of like an off-the-shelf game that you would play, and what's a game without a good final boss to beat. And then the other thing is we realized after we're putting this together, we have the whole inside the body thing going on, but really it doesn't have anything to do with cirrhosis. So we decided at the end that you would have to save little Johnny from his cirrhosis. Let's see. Well, as far as other pretty stuff we have going on here, you can see that whenever there's a collision, little sort of sparks are emitted. We have, well, for bullet collisions and for ship collisions. Sound events. I don't know. Do you guys want to start the boss? So he's supposed to be a cirrhosis virus holding onto a liver that you have to make him release by hitting him with everything. He's impossible to beat in single player, by the way, but... Oh, so one other thing also I forgot to mention was that one thing we tried to do with this game was make it as expandable as possible, as easily as possible, so virtually everything about the game can be reconfigured without recompiling it. It's all in data files with simple numbers. You can tweak how the motion physics work, how quickly shit moves, how much it tilts when it turns, whether or not weapons are rapid fire, how often power-ups appear, how much damage you do, how smart the enemies are, basically everything about the game without changing anything. I guess also I haven't really mentioned many of the other enemy behaviors, so you saw in the first one there were the green colds that plow into you. Ebolas kind of do the same thing, but they sort of try and like leech onto you and suck your life, although they end up being pretty easy to escape from. Let's see, you have SARS, which is similar to Mutate in that they're much more intelligent. If you have 20 in a level, it's going to be almost impossible to beat because they actually try and circle around you and crowd you and shoot you all at the same time. And then the boss, which just fires everything and anything at you that he can. And there's the ending. And you saved his liver.
Congratulations, you're a winner. Come get some.
I think we're done.